So I spent the entire day with the DJI Inspire 2 and it has been a great experience. I want to share it with you and kind of let you know what it feels like to have a drone like this, because honestly it's a very different experience from owning a Mavic or a regular camera drone for that matter. Let's start with the weight and size first, because the fact that you have to carry this thing around in a large suitcase kind of opens up your eyes to what it really feels like to have a large drone like this. You can't just throw it in your car and forget about it. You need to be careful about it, and there's so many components and things that you need to connect first. You saw it in the intro, so many things to do before you even start flying. Hey guys, unfortunately while editing this video I ran into a big problem and I lost a lot of information, a lot of clips that I don't have backed up, so I can't show it. Especially the intro, I want to say thank you to Alex, who was cool enough to meet me and spend the whole day with me so we can shoot with his Inspire 2. Make sure you check his Instagram below and follow him if you want to see more of his content. But yeah, unfortunately I don't have a lot of the clips that I was going to use in today's video, so if the video seems a little weird, that's the reason why. Lesson learned, I will not leave my files without any backups any longer, because anything can happen, but I didn't want to scrap the video. I wanted to showcase it anyway, so hopefully you guys will understand, and let's continue with the video. Now the actual flying part is where it gets really interesting, at least for me. This drone is very loud. It's definitely a drone that will turn all the heads around towards it, and people will know that you're flying there. Of course, if you want to fly incognito, this is not the drone for you, but I love the sound this drone makes. It is very powerful. You can kind of feel the power of the drone just by the sound that it makes. It is also very stable. I was surprised to see how stable it actually was, even in stronger winds, which was impressive. But there is one thing that I noticed that I really didn't like about this drone, and that was the connectivity. So this drone uses light bridge transmission technology. It's very old technology from DJI that was used for the Inspire 2 and also the Phantoms before. Nowadays they use OcuSync, which is miles better, literally. So the signal is much better. Here on the Inspire 2 the signal is pretty bad. You can't really go far with it, and you don't have the signal strength to do anything pretty much. You have to be really close to where you're flying, otherwise you'll have signal breakup. And the interesting thing about the signal breakup is that the signal breaks up in a different way. It's not like on the OcuSync technology where you kind of have blurry image but you still see something. Here, when you start losing signal, it's just gone. The image is gone and your screen turns all black. So it's really interesting to experience this signal breakup, and it kind of limits you in the way you can fly with it, because you don't have that much signal strength and you don't have that much distance that you can cover with the drone. Another thing which I noticed is that of course this drone uses 2 batteries to fly, and with those 2 batteries you get a flight time of about 12 to 13-14 minutes, which is really not that much, especially considering that the batteries are really expensive and you need 2 to start flying. So you need a set of 2 batteries to even take off, and they drain very quickly. But of course these are only small obstacles that you simply need to forget about if you want to use the Inspire 2, mainly because of its biggest advantage, which is the quality of the camera. The biggest advantage of this drone is not only the fact that it can be separately controlled by a second operator, but also the fact that the camera itself can move around in 360 degrees, which really allows you to do some insane shots. If you set it up correctly and you have a second operator, it's just mind-blowingly good. But also, let's just not forget the fact that this drone remains the only one which allows you to change your lenses. This is by far my favorite thing about the DJI Inspire 2, the fact that you can simply put another lens and achieve a completely different look in your footage. So we tested out 3 different lenses, the 16, the 24 and the 35mm, all on the Zenmuse X7 camera. And wow, the difference they make is just mind-blowing in my opinion. So the 16mm is just very wide, and it kind of showcases the whole area around you. and it looks like you're a lot higher than you actually are. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have that much fisheye or distortion, but it has some vignetting on it, so you will have some vignetting on the sides on your footage, so you can crop afterwards if you want to get rid of that, but it's a very interesting look in my opinion. The second lens was the 24mm, which is kind of like the standard focal length for a drone. It has that regular drone look in my opinion, so it's really like a standard drone footage. However, switching to the 35mm is where you kind of start seeing the difference of the Inspire 2. There is so much more compression, there is so much more dynamic in the shot, and especially if you're shooting something that is moving, you have a lot of compression, and yeah, I just like that look a lot more. Now 50mm would have been even better to demonstrate and see in that location, but unfortunately my friend Alex forgot to bring that lens with him. Anyway, I'm sure you see the difference, and yeah, it's just a matter of personal preference which lens is going to do the best job for you and the kind of footage that you're going for, but it's definitely very different, and I think it's the biggest strength of the Inspire 2. And just for fun, we decided to do a little test on the Inspire 2 because we were filming the sunset. We decided to do a little test and see what is the dynamic range of the Inspire 2 and how much data we can recover from a very dark shot. So here's the original shot. As you can see, it's exposed for the sunset and the rest of the shot is really dark. So how much data can we actually extract out of this and bring it back? Let's see. And here it is. It is a little over the top, I must say, but it is to demonstrate the point, which is that you can recover a whole lot of data without breaking the image and without just losing anything in the details. So I'm really impressed by how much you can actually recover. It is a very HDR looking footage, but it is just to demonstrate how much you can actually use this in your own favor and just bring back all of these details. Let's show some Autel Evo 2 Pro footage. This is the 6K footage scaled down to 4K, and I have to say it's really impressive to see how well the Autel also copes with the details and the shadows and the highlights. It is a really impressive 1-inch sensor, and that's probably the reason why I keep going back to this drone and I love it so much for my cinematic needs during all times of the day, even during the sunset, where we have such a large difference between the dynamic of the highlights and the shadows. You have a lot of difference between those parts, but you still can use it and kind of bring back a lot of information from it and recover it and still have a very usable footage afterwards. So it's been a very interesting experience for me to spend some time with the Inspire 2. At one point I was really considering buying one for my channel to really elevate the quality of this channel and get it to the next level. However, I don't really think it's a good fit for my needs because I like to have some mobility at least, and here you're talking about a lot of money which are kind of locked in that suitcase, and it's really not ideal to move around with it, and especially for YouTube I don't really feel like it's a necessary thing for me to have. However, I'm really impressed by the quality itself and just the technology that has been put inside this drone. So yeah, once again I want to thank Alex. Make sure you check out his Instagram, it's linked in the description below, and I want to hear back from you in the comment section. Let me know, what do you think about the Inspire 2? Do you think the money that it costs are justified? Would you buy one if you had the chance to? And yeah, any other thing that you want to say, leave it down in the comments. But with that, I want to thank you for watching. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.